So there are people who become rich, they commit some mistakes, foolish mistakes or whatever, they lose their money and they're crying and they're miserable. And some people by hook or by crook, they get money and they are rich. Friends, please try to understand. Here Bhagavatam is aiming a surgically precise word, satisfaction. How does one become satisfied? After all, today's sociological surveys and other things, they very clearly mention that the more friends you have on Facebook, there's a greater chance of becoming lonely. How is that? When you have 600 friends, and you can talk to any one of them, you can connect with any one of them, where is the question of becoming lonely? So the whole spotlight goes on this thing, whether these friends are friends at all. Do they satisfy the criteria of friendship? There's a simple equation, and Rupa Goswami utilized that in his Upadeshamrita. Dadati pratigranati, goyam akhyati pruchati, bhunte bhojayete chaiva, shadvidham priti lakshanam. Priti, friendship, affection, love. Lakshanam, the symptoms are you give gifts, you accept gifts. You offer prasad, food items or whatever, invite someone, you accept their invitation. You inquire about their welfare confidentially and you open up your mind confidentially. The first four, they relate to things. The last two, inquiring and revealing your mind, they relate to emotional comfort. They bring up the topic of love. They also bring up the topic of trust. Love, you can say, I love the whole universe. But trust, oh, I can't trust anyone. So therefore, bhakti is also a process of slowly trusting yourself to trust others. Accepting the fact that some may not reciprocate. Trust cannot be counted in units, but if it could be counted, are we comfortable with if I say, okay, I give 100 units and I get 65 in return? Can I be happy with that level of trust? So then the question is, we have someone, a dear friend. I was so happy to read Chaitanya Charitamrita, the last chapter got finished and Prabhupada wrote an offering. Maybe the first time I have read, some of you could you please enlighten me? Prabhupada calls Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur my eternal spiritual master and friend. The spiritual master is also a very, very intimate friend. So the aim of life is to be satisfied with whatever is obtained. And the goal in that process is to be satisfied. Because you could be seeing someone with more money than they can handle and still be dissatisfied. I got a quote, I think it is by Bob Marley, a famous rock musician, songwriter. And was it Bob Marley or Jimi Hendrix? One of those, or it could be someone else. Is that some people are so poor, the only thing they have is money. Interesting quote. Some people are so poor, the only thing they have is money. Think about it. Now we move on to Vamandev, who's telling this previous quote is from Vamandev. Now he's saying, "O king, you are making fun of me. You feel that I'm just a kid. I don't have brains. I don't have intelligence. And therefore I'm only asking 3 pieces of land." For some of you who could be interested in knowing the details, It simply means a person stands on a spot of land, a particular spot, takes one step, takes another one, and takes another one. And that's all. That's the kind of land Bali Maharaj was supposed to give. And he's thinking, do you know who I am? I'm on my way to become the master of the universe, but do you know who I am already? And he gives you a whole list of things you can ask from me. And come on, you may have this kind of constricted intelligence, but look at me. At least beg something which suits my status. That's all. Shukdev Goswami then continues the story that when Krishna coming as Vamandev is asking only that, Bali Maharaj is saying, all right, take whatever you like. Because time is of the essence. Shukracharya, his guru, is saying that, hurry up, the yagya is about to be started. So he took up his water pot. And as I told you, he took up his Mont Blanc pen and is about to sign, come into a billionaire and you're asking for 50 cents. All right, if that's what you want, I'll give you 50 cents. Write down a check for 50 cents. Here, this is a verse which anytime anybody has any problems or difficulties or doubts about, how come Shukracharya, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am Shukracharya. Ushana Kavihi. How can he be the bad guy? How can he be the villain here? Here is a guru. A guru is supposed to take you to Krishna. Why is this guru telling his disciple that, please be aware, this guy is going to make you lose everything? So remember the verse, Vishnave Kshmam Pradasyanto Ushana Asureshwaram Janam Stikirshitam Vishnu Shishyam Praha Vidam Varaha. The last word, Prabhupada gives the word forward meaning, the best of the knowers of everything. Shukracharya is not the fall guy, he's not the villain, he's not envious of his disciple. Because he knows Krishna's will, he's taking part in this particular episode. It's like he has been given the lines and he's just speaking those lines in this particular movie or a Broadway drama. And he knows he could be misunderstood. And it is good that he played his part perfectly well. He said, this small brahmachari, Vamana, the Sanskrit word itself means a small one, a dwarf, is directly the imperishable Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. And he's accepted Kashyapa and Aditi as his mother and father. So now you know he would be just acting for their welfare. You know how dangerous it is for you? I do not think this promise is good for you. It's going to be a big harmful decision to you and to your demoniac followers. He's actually the Supreme Lord. His name is Hari. Hari means, Chaitanya Charitamrita has a nice Bengali verse. Sarva Amangala Hare. That is, Hari means one who takes away all that is inauspicious. And the second meaning, according to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, is Prema De Hare Mana. One who takes away your mind and gives you love for him. As I already said, this verse has this explanation by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Yasyaham anugrihanami harishyatad dhanam shanai. The Lord is telling Maharaj Yudhishthir, haha, the first installment of my mercy is I make that guy a beggar. And obviously, people would think that, how come somebody would agree to become a devotee of Krishna when the only thing this God does is to make you a homeless bum? No, sir, that's not the meaning. The real understanding is If you see, any of you, if you see a kid, 6, 7 year old kid, toying with a hand grenade, I mean, it won't happen, but I'm just saying, for example, or a sharp knife, they may say, watch out, watch out, watch out. Hey, 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 please, please, please. Don't. Give it back, give it back, give it back. Like a grenade, you pull the pin and boom. So you will try everything to take it away from that person. Believe it or not, Krishna looks at a devotee's material possessions as a grenade which can go off and harm himself or herself. Now you may say, but Prabhu, we live in New York, we live in America, we need money. Sure, there is no injunction anywhere which tells you not to do a honest day's labor, earned by the sweat of your brow. We need to work. This is a place which is called the place of work. Avidya karma samgya anya tritiya shaktir ishyate. Everyone works, down from the president to the lowest person. You have to work, 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 work. Even sometimes we find that your so-called self-gratification also involves a lot of work. In the 1970s, psychologists made a list of what are the stressors in a family. And marriage was 8 from the top. Just planning a marriage or getting married was also a stressful thing. Planning a vacation is also a top stressor. Not to speak of being hospitalized for some illness or being embroiled in a legal battle or studying for your exams, trying to get a job, trying to get a place to stay in Manhattan, or all these things are surely stressors, but some of the things which are supposedly giving us satisfaction, leisure, self-gratification, they are also stressful. So, why would Krishna do that? My 2 cents on this is, Krishna doesn't do it to each and every one. Why? Because we don't pray to him? Practically because we don't have that relationship. We feel that I need to take care of myself. And Yudhishthir is someone who may say, Krishna, whatever you feel. And he proved it through his lifestyle. Beaten in that gambling match, no money, no wealth, no kingdom, no power, no influence. Driven out of the kingdom like homeless beggars. Narad Muni comes to meet them and says that, why are you still sticking with Krishna? I mean, look at you. What's there in your life? That's precisely why the Pandavas were used as role models. Coming back to Prabhupada also spoke the same words when he was juggling between trying to maintain a preaching program in Jhansi, that is Madhya Pradesh, and his Prayag pharmacy. And he was not successful in either. Neither the business was picking up, nor his preaching was sustained. One day he got a telegram saying that Abhay Babu, his name was Abhay Charan, so Abhay Babu, Bengalis call Babuji is like sir. The servants took away even the petty cash, which could be like loose change. And he said, I gave up my family. My business is gone now, down the dumps. I'm not getting any toehold in preaching here. Krishna, why are you doing this to me? He remembered his words, and Prabhupada told his disciples, I smiled. Because if it is Krishna who's taking everything, Prabhupada's father had told him, if Krishna comes to take away, how much can you protect with your two hands? Not much. When Krishna comes to give you with the Virat Rupa, thousands and thousands of hands, how much can you take with your two hands? Prabhupada said, I took that very seriously. After my sannyas, which was in 1956 or 57, till 1966, Prabhupada said Krishna took away everything and tested me. Then I came to New York, 22nd Avenue, Bowery, then to the Henry Street Temple, then to the 55th Street skyscraper, and then Krishna consciousness booming all over America first, then to Europe, then all over the world, then India, massive expansion, the Juhu project, which Prabhupada was so careful, Vrindavan project, Mayapur. And Prabhupada was saying, Krishna tested me again by giving me everything. In both situations, my response was, thank you, Krishna. And I passed the test. For you and me, friends, it's the same thing. We want our minds to be taken away by Krishna. That's what we do when we chant. Please come, steal my mind. Sarva Amangala Hare. Hare means someone who takes away all inauspiciousness. Prema Diya Hare Mana. One who takes away our mind and leaves it full with, leaves that vacuum filled with love of God, with love for Him. In that situation, there can be no material situation which can threaten our existence, which can threaten our satisfaction. And that's for sure. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I'll stop here and we'll take some comments or questions, whatever time we have. So my connection seems to be stable. So if anybody wants to come directly on video, you can. It's good so far.
Hare Krishna, everyone. If you'd like to ask a question or have a comment, please feel free to do so.
Shyamananda Prabhu, can you hear us?
Yes, very clearly.
Yeah. Whenever we bring this subject of surrendering everything, trusting Krishna, Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, he said, trust in God, but tie your camel to the tree. In other words, like how much endeavor do we make for maintenance?
We follow, as this is the, I think this should be the last day of Kartik. We had the last day yesterday. We follow the 2-finger formula. I show the desire, 1 finger, and then Krishna does the rest. So while Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna, it was always 2 fingers too short. So unless we make a desire, like from Krishna's point of view, I am already his part and parcel. He knows me better than I know myself. But when I tell Krishna that I am your part and parcel, please connect me. Please take me under your shelter. That is the 1st finger. Srila Prabhupada gives an old example that a baby was taken away from the maternity ward and the father could not even trace it out. And after 20 years, the father was told that your son, who's now 20 years old, he is actually staying in this particular area and he would like to get in touch with you. And immediately the father sent him some money. So this is in a lecture and Prabhupada says, so the love between the father and son is always there. Now that he found his son, he immediately sent love and affection. He also sent some money. So similarly, economic development, Prabhupada says, if you know that you are the son of the richest person alive, would you like economic development? You just go and ask your father. So why doesn't the father trust his sons in the material world? Because their sambandha gyan, their relationship with Krishna is not yet clear. And that money could be used for something else, which could be detrimental for that particular living being's spiritual growth. So just like we see, even in the material world, a father trusts his sons or daughters who he knows they are mature. He says, all this money is already yours. So we work for maintenance just to show that we have senses and they need to be put to work. Otherwise, we'll become lazy. So 5th canto, 5th chapter, 1st verse, Prabhupada talks about devotees don't work hard. Actually, when I read for the first time, I was thinking, very good. I don't like to work that hard. But then Prabhupada writes, we don't work hard for sense gratification. For Krishna, we work hard like mad. We work like anything. So whether it is printing books, distributing prasadam, managing a temple, we do really work hard. There is no way that because we have been given senses, and they're also part and parcel of Krishna's energy. I think Goshan Prabhu has put on chat the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So for those who want to know, you can. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yes, Prabhu. Anything else, or anybody else wants to ask something or make a comment?
There's a statement in the Bible: seek first the kingdom of God.
Yes.
And all else will be given unto you, right? What I've noticed among my God brothers over the last 40, 50 years is if someone endeavors for employment to maintain themselves, there may be something coming. But those devotees that I've seen that started some means of generating Lakshmi to support my spiritual master's preaching, to support Lord Chaitanya's mission, their own maintenance was there as a byproduct. If you're cooking for if you're cooking for in a restaurant, naturally your dinner is there. If you're cooking for Krishna's prasadam,
yeah,
you're not even thinking of your own, of course. But if you're just thinking for your dinner, and if you're going to give a little bit to Krishna, somehow or other it works differently. So if we have that intention of endeavoring full on for Krishna, and Prabhupada says if the girl is looking in the mirror and she's putting lipstick on, automatically in the mirror there will be lipstick on the image, right? So if we just take care of devotional service to Krishna, everything else is there as a byproduct automatically. Anyway, that's my understanding of our endeavor for our own maintenance is not the focus.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that realization.
Hare Krishna, thank you for class, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I was thinking right along these lines, along with money, is something Danyadhara Swami said the other day. It's true of time too, I think. If we devote our time to Krishna, and if we get to, I don't have to do my rounds, I don't have time to do this or that, and I put that second, then you really don't have the time. But if you do your rounds, you do your practices first, Krishna says, time I am, he gives you the time, like he gives you the resources. Somehow the time opens up, so you have to do your material work as well.
Good. I'm reminded of a statement that Krishna doesn't reward, Krishna doesn't punish, Krishna reciprocates. So if you give him the top priority, he gives you top priority. If you say that whatever happens, the number one thing I will do in the morning is to serve Krishna. So that's how Krishna reciprocates. Thank you, Jamuna Mataji.
Thank you.
Beautiful smile.
Krishna Guru, I have one question on my private chat. Since it was sent to me, I'm not sure if it should be anonymous. It says like, if I donate to temple, then is my job not related to service?
Yeah, I could see in my chat also. All right. So as a grihastha, having family, job, profession, business, if you donate to the temple, then is not your job related to service? Well, giving a part of your income to Krishna is connected with the Bhagavad Gita words, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmagnu, Brahmanautam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. You offer your job to Krishna, you work there for Krishna, job, business, whatever. Whatever comes out of that, you also give it to Krishna. You're certainly spiritualizing. It's like you give 2% to Krishna, then the 98% in your wallet also becomes Krishnized, spiritualized. That's the wonder of charity. And that's why we see these Vedic kings, they were so much interested in how my charity is like going on. Am I giving it to the right people? So the right person at the right time, with the right mood and the right process. Charity also can be done in the mode of ignorance, which we have to avoid. Like giving drugs to somebody who wants them, that's not charity. That's in the mode of ignorance. You are pulling yourself down, you're putting the other guy down. In the mode of passion, where you give something and you say, where is my name? I want my name on the plaque, on the temple hall or the temple door or whatever, that I gave $10. So in the mode of goodness, that is the target. And if it is in the mode of pure goodness, like giving directly to the seva of Radha Muralidhar, giving Krishna Prasadam, giving Prabhupada's books in charity, that's like Shuddha Sattva. So in this way, your job can be related to service. You are correct. We have 5 minutes or maybe 4 minutes. If someone
Hare
has...
Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
I just need to. Hare Krishna. I wanted to just follow up on a statement you just made because I didn't follow it so well. When you were saying that, if you work for Krishna, you give 2% part, let's say, of your paycheck to Krishna, and you said the 98% part would be spiritualized. Yeah, I didn't follow that so well because if you spend 98% on sense gratification, is it still spiritualized?
No, that doesn't happen like that. What I meant is any endeavor to make money, any endeavor to make money, whether it is a Radha Krishna Enterprises, still it is passion work. There is a lot of passion involved, setting up something, setting up an institution or whatever. So Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, my dear Arjun, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give away in charity, do it for me. So in the beginning, one won't be giving 100% to Krishna and saying, I don't need anything for myself. That's like somebody acting at a PhD level. Here we are in the kindergarten of Bhakti Yoga, is it not? So charity is like gradually training us. So when I say 2%, we of course have Rupa Goswami who gave 50%. So there is always a confusion among householders that, well, he was a Babaji and he was supposed to give up everything and he's a Manjari, so that's not me. Fine. Is chanting 16 rounds our goal? In a Chaitanya Charitamrita purport, Prabhupada says, no, because we cannot chant 24 hours, a concession is given to us that, okay, chant 16. My God, that burst my ego like anything. I was thinking, I'm chanting 16 rounds for the last 30 years, maybe. I'm good. Maybe I'm great. And Prabhupada is saying, big deal. You should chant 24/7, but you cannot do that. All right, just chant for 2 hours. And then engage in service. So this chanting will spiritualize your rest of the 22 hours. At least that's the theory. Similarly, you earn money, give something for Krishna, the rest is spiritualized, then you pray to Krishna to give you the intelligence how to use it. The 98% is there is no license that now you can just do whatever you want with that. No. That's not the issue. The issue is now you have spiritual Lakshmi, spiritual assets which will help you progress. If not, just like if you illegally possess money, you could be caught. It's a crime to possess anything illegally. So not giving to Krishna makes you, like Prabhupada talked to Bob Cohen, Brahmatirtha Prabhu. This is perfect question, perfect answers. What's the harm in having a desire to have a small business, profession, families, earn some money, have a family, and then live nicely, live ethically? And Prabhupada stopped him. Whose money? He said, whose money? My money. I earned for it. Prabhupada said, no. Krishna's money. Even before you earn it, it is Krishna's money. While it's in your wallet, it is Krishna's money. And if you don't give it back, this very money will make your life miserable. So we give to Krishna not because we are doing a favor to him. He is doing a favor by accepting it from us. That's the understanding in a nutshell.
I see two questions at least on my chat.
Yeah, I was just going to. If you spend 2% for Krishna, right? You say you work for Krishna, but you're only spending 2% on Krishna.
As a beginning, you have to expand it later. That's the first grade.
Yeah, but you said in the beginning, you know, even if you're only able to give 2% for Krishna, the other 98% is spiritualized. So how is that when you only gave 2%?
Because Krishna sees your endeavor and gives you more and more intelligence how to use it properly. At least you have made a beginning.
People are asking about, what about family? As if giving to the temple and giving to the family are two separate programs. But actually, if we are a devotee and Krishna has given us wife, children, house to take care of, we understand that my service is to take care of this family. It's a service to Krishna to raise a Krishna conscious child and maintain them. So that's, and in that sense, it's 100%. If
Yes.
we're thinking, I'm not just trying to facilitate my children's sense gratification. I'm trying to care for them and encourage them in devotional service to Krishna. It's a very important service to be a parent, and to be a husband, and to be a mother.
Thank you, Ari Prabhu. That was a great point. Gaurshal Prabhu, should we wind up for today? Because I think it is time for darshan.
If you'd like to add anything, that's fine, Prabhu. We can take. Else, that's fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was present in Bhakti Center, there is no way you could go beyond 8 a.m. But now because of COVID, I'm being given more time. Jai Shri Radha Muralidhar ki Jai. So happy to see them.
If you want to add some points for those questions, not a problem, Prabhu. You can take a few minutes.
Maybe someone else wants to make a point or talk. Just
They
a
all
minute or so.
themselves if they want to add a point or something.
Hare Krishna, Shyamananda Prabhu, Ananda
Krishna,
Bihari
Anand
here.
Bihari Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So great class. Thank you very much. The point you made, how we view every little small thing that's coming up in our life as Krishna's arrangement. That's how we should see everything. But at the same time, we're not encouraged to pray to Krishna for every little small thing. We thought that don't ask 50 cents, only ask Krishna for something that's really big and meaningful. But at the same time, when it comes to small things in life, then it's coming from Krishna. It's not coming from this person or that person. So that's an apparent contradiction to me. How do I reconcile those two things? Praying to Krishna for small things, that's discouraged, but seeing small things as Krishna's arrangement is encouraged. How is that?
Well, okay. If you read Bhagavatam, you'll have many points. Please have to understand. This is Mrigari, the guy who was mercilessly half killing people. And Narad Muni preached to him. Then he gave up his violent way of life and started just chanting Hare Krishna. And maybe a few months later, Narad Muni comes to him and he says that, how are you doing? The words which Mrigari uses are so important. He says, Guru Maharaj, you are sending so many things that not only my family is maintained properly, I'm also able to give away so many things in charity. In that particular section, Srila Prabhupada writes in a purport that do not confuse that your business or profession is the source of your maintenance. If you have established a connection with Krishna, what does it mean? It doesn't mean saying high prayers. Krishna, I am your eternal servant. You are my eternal master. You're the Supreme Lord. That's it. So Prabhupada says, do not confuse your business or profession to be the source of your maintenance. It is Krishna who is the source of your maintenance. So if there is a shortage, I need to work on it. I take help from seniors who can guide me. That should I plan for something more or should I just be satisfied? If Bhakti Yoga is not like we don't live in caves. We live in a community. So those 6 exchanges of worship, love and trust, if you do it properly, you have someone to guide you. And if your seniors, mentors, counselors, spiritual masters, whatever you call them, they say, I think you can cut down a little bit on this, but take care of your family. These are all short-term arrangements. And sometimes you need to make adjustments. That's life. So depending on Krishna, full dependence on Krishna. Why they say that pray as if everything depends on Krishna and work as if everything depends on you? That also is there. So by the time we move through this Bhakti Yoga process, we aim to become a well-rounded person. That Prabhupada didn't simply wait for Krishna to send him an airline ticket. One contact, somebody says, oh, this lady helps sadhus. Immediately he comes down to India, to Mumbai. He kind of squats on her staircase 4 hours just to meet her. If he was, like sometimes I feel, oh, Prabhupada is a pure devotee. Hell, if Prabhupada is a pure devotee, he went through a bigger hell than any of us put together. So if it is just hardships, he took the brunt of them. He didn't make it appear as if, oh, I am from Vaikuntha, so things are breezy for me. It's like, cool, I can chant 24/7. I'm really special. No. So coming to your family or your family's maintenance or your family situation, take guidance. So you may say, how do I take guidance? Here, Radha Muridhar can play a big role. Dear Radha Muridhar, please give me the association of someone who can help me in this situation come closer to you. So this prayer never goes unanswered. If you just ask for money, oh, give me $3,000, I need 3,000. That may come, may not come. But when we say that I need your help in coming closer to you, give me the association of someone, that prayer is always answered.
Hare Krishna, Shamananda Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you.
Missing you. Thank you
Same
so
here.
much for that response to Ananda Vihari's question. It makes me think that we should pray to Radha Mulidhar that you come back soon.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I try one more time with this 98%?
Really, I don't think we have time. Gosharan Prabhu, you're the judge.
You can take, Prabhu. You can take. Not
Okay, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, so we were saying that, we were talking about let's say a new person or a neophyte person who can only donate 2% of his earnings, for Krishna's service. So for that person who is just beginning, what happens to the 98% of his earnings for that new person?
Wait a minute. Don't get attached to the percentage. I just said
No. I'm just using your numbers.
Okay.
And
I just gave a simple number.
I'm also not
gave a
trying to
simple
find
number.
license for certification. I'm not trying to.
Okay, good. So, in reality, Krishna is saying, do everything 100% for me. And our response is, nah, I'm not ready for that now. I mean, if I give you everything, what about me? Who is or what is the cause of this doubt? The only answer is our prolonged association with the material energy. Prabhupada writes in a purport that when Maya hears that, oh, you're going to Krishna, make sure you take care of yourself. Who knows whether Krishna reciprocates or not? So that is Maya whispering in our ears. So let us say you agree to my worthless example of 2%. If by giving 2%, the person feels happy in heart and they follow the principles of Bhakti Yoga, the natural thing that would happen is in a few days, weeks, or months, he or she may feel, why not make it 5? Let's see what happens. Make it 10. So just like somebody investing in stocks, you invest $500, you get 300 more, so it's now 800. Then you invest 800, it becomes 1,000. So this is how a normal Wall Street guy would take care of his things, isn't it? The same thing happens in Krishna Bhakti. You invest a little time, you chant a little bit, you taste Krishna Prasadam. Prabhupada says, if you don't like philosophy, no need to worry about that. You just chant, dance, if you're tired, take some prasadam. So this is how slowly, Prabhupada used to say that I came here penniless. He used to say this, my American boys and girls, I didn't bribe them. I'm a poor Bengali gentleman. I'm a poor Bengali old person. Where do I have the money to bribe them? Where did the money come from? It came from Krishna. So if somebody has that aim that unless I become a millionaire and I give something big to Krishna, Krishna won't take my charity or I won't become a devotee, that's wrong. So this is a very significant point. We don't need to become rich. We don't need to become poor. We have to come to Krishna as we are. Krishna says, come as you are. You don't need to add any other trade, profession, or skill, or arts, or whatever. One disciple wrote, Prabhupada, I am a very insignificant servant. And Prabhupada said, I need many of such insignificant servants like you. So again, the simple one-line formula is you give something to Krishna, and the one with you, the remainder of what that is becomes spiritual, that is pure, that will give you good intelligence, and then you become happy.
Yeah. Okay. So I think your main point is that you may start out with little devotion.
Start out small. Start out very small. Yes. Take baby steps.
And then that will give you some momentum.
And check out for yourself whether you are becoming happy or not. Prabhupada said Krishna consciousness, once he said, make an experiment. You make an experiment. Give to Krishna something, see if you're happy. If not, we didn't charge you anything. We didn't charge for the mantra. So if it doesn't work, fine. But at least make an experiment. So, friends, there is one announcement in your chat. There is a Bhakti Center fundraiser with Radhanath Swami tonight, 7 to 9 p.m. That will be today evening for you. And I would like to thank each and all of you. It's one of my joys to serve the servants of Radha Muralidhar. Thank you, thank you, thank you for engaging in their service.